Hi, good evening, and a very warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar. We'll wait for a couple of minutes to allow everyone to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started with a very interesting discussion today. So, in the meantime, we'll discuss few important points. But before that, let me quickly check if our live stream is working, because most of you would want to have a recording of today's webinar, and for that, we need the live stream. So, let me quickly check on that, and I will be back with you in, I think, 15-20 seconds. All right, so I have checked and the live stream is working absolutely fine. So that is a great news because now all of you will get a recording of today's webinar. And that also happens to be a very common question in almost every webinar or workshop that we do. That will we get the recording? Yes, all of you will get the recording of the webinar, but and that's where this is a statistics that we have also analyzed that even if you are getting the recording, many of you who may drop off in between will never be able to go through the entire session because you'll never be able to find time, right? So it is better to hear out the information or uh, absorb the information right now. And when you have to actually implement it, that's where you can refer to the recording, right? So if you're believing that, okay, I'll get the recording and I'll review it whenever I'll have time, trust me, you'll never be able to find time. We are entrepreneurs. It is very difficult actually to find time, right? So the suggestion is uh, try to be here in the webinar. Uh, there's a very interesting topic that we are going to discuss today. And obviously, for your reference, or if you want to refer back to something, then you can refer to the recording, but all of you will get the recording. Second point, which I want to discuss with you very quickly before I start the presentation and then we'll get started with it, is the questions or how are we going to interact amongst ourselves. And for that you are going to use Q&A. So if you look down below, that's there should be some one of the buttons with a question mark on top of it. So that is Q&A. You should put your question in that. You can put your question in the chat as well, but because chat sometime has a lot of action happening in it, there are a number of participants who are messaging each other, etc. So in that case, there is a possibility that your question might get missed out. So which is also not a right thing. So that's where add your question in the Q&A, and I will keep peeking into it from time to time. And if it is possible for me to answer that question then and there, I will certainly do that. But if it is not possible for me to answer that question right away, then we will take up that question in the end when we break into the question answer round. We will allocate 10-15 minutes to discuss and uh, to provide answers to your question. So if I'm not able to answer it right away, I will certainly answer that in the Q&A. All right, so I think these were the two important points I wanted to share or discuss with you. Before I start sharing my screen, I can already see there are participants who are actively using the chat feature, and I must compliment them because they are actually using this as a networking opportunity, because God knows you may be able to find a buyer or supplier in this webinar as well, and it has happened in the past. In fact, not just buyer and supplier, in one of the webinars you'll not believe, two individuals were able to crack a deal during the webinar itself, right? So this can also benefit your business in that context also. So please use the chat to network with other wonderful business owners who are also joining us here today. You may be able to find a buyer or supplier, right? So like one of the participants has shared details about their business. So share information about your business, your location, product and services that you offer, your website's link, and your contact details. And if you're specifically looking for something, also mention that in your message. right? So use the chat feature for that. Now I am going to start sharing my screen and we will proceed ahead to discuss or go through the presentation. So just allow me uh, again 10-15 seconds to start the presentation. Okay, I can see there's a question in the Q&A by Komal. So Komal, I am going to share my email ID and I will request you to please share the details of your business, the online store that you have created, your company name, email ID, etc., so that I can review and I can share my observations. I hope you will agree if I start analyzing it here. It may not be a very nice experience for you. So please do share with me. I'll share my email ID and we'll get on to a one-on-one session and I'll guide you. Perfect. So let's go get into screen share and let's get started with the webinar. Once again, good evening and a warm welcome to all of you in today's webinar. Now, this screen is there to help you get an essence of what is coming your way. So I want all of you to read this, not just the title, what is written underneath it. And I'll just say it aloud for all of yours reference. 89% of B2B buyers now use AI tools like ChatGPT and Gemini for vendor discovery and validation. Now, this is the future which is heading your way, right? It is extremely important that you are prepared for this future. Otherwise, we all know what will be the consequence. Now, I will take you through and we will keep switching between the presentation and the live solution so that I can also pinpoint what are the areas, etc. But this is the future and you should all be prepared for that. All right, so let's move on. Pillar number one, your online store, your website, a professional website, build global ready digital foundation. And how are you going to do that? So you have to focus on two things. One is your website. Now, a lot of businesses, we have, by the way, started an initiative which is called a digital visibility review that we are doing. And in case any one of you is interested, you can drop me an email and then we can schedule and we can connect. We will do a free digital visibility review for your business and wherein we'll help you understand what are the gaps that are impacting your digital visibility. And that's where we have literally reviewed more than, I think, 50, 60 businesses so far. And many of those businesses actually had nice looking website, but when we actually evaluated them, there were so many issues, right? So even if you have a website, right, don't think it is perfect. You have to get it evaluated so that you are absolutely clear where do you stand, and not just having the website. Another issue that we actively or almost regularly see is that there are gaps. So gaps in the sense, especially around the SEO, meta is not updated, those kind of things. A lot of websites, they have not even added dedicated pages for the products, etc. Right? So there are too many gaps there. And you may believe or you may have an imagination or a perception that, okay, I have a website, I have a presence on the internet, but sadly it is not there. In fact, in few of the meetings, I even demonstrated that despite the fact that you have a website and you specialize in this kind of a product, for example, I was talking to a gentleman yesterday only, and they specialized in towels and napkins. And I asked that gentleman a question that can people who are wanting to have a cocktail napkin find you? And despite the fact that he has a very nice looking website, that product can't be found because it was not structured properly. Now, why am I saying all this to you? Because you may have a perception, I have a website and it should be fine for the digital visibility. It may not be. Get it evaluated, get a review so that you are absolutely sure. And how do you get it reviewed? You can reach out to me and we will share or we will do a digital visibility review exercise with you. And we'll let you know what are the gaps and where the areas of improvement are there. Right. So that is one thing which is the foundation. And I can see Preeti has raised her hand. Preeti, if you have a question, please do add that in the Q&A. And let's move ahead with our discussion. So that is one part, which is the professional website and SEO. So it should be optimized. Now, the second part, and where you may or may not be ready, is the AI ready content. And that's where your data should be structured and you should have clear FAQ blocks content for AI to understand and evaluate. If you don't have already that, then you can consider using GlobalLinker's online store. It is already optimized for AI discovery. So you can consider, if you have already not set up an online store, please do set it up. But it will provide you the structure. Content is something that you still have to work on, and you should easily be able to create that. Now, you also have AI to help you. Moving on to pillar number two, which is leveraging the power of B2B marketplaces. Now, in case you are not aware, we have two marketplaces. One is Indian Business Portal, which is for export, and we have GlobalLinker, which is a cross-border B2B marketplace. And for to help you understand, for the benefit of understanding, let me, sorry, my apology, wrong tab. Let's come here. And so we have Indian Business Portal, and I believe many of you or most of you will be familiar with it. And we have GlobalLinker. So these are the two marketplaces. Now, if you are a exporter, it is must, not just must, it is your duty to be present here. Because if you're not here, you're missing out on a lot of action which is happening. Now, why being on Indian Business Portal is important? Because this is a platform which is jointly created by us in collaboration with the FIO, which is the Federation of All India Export Organization, and which is a apex export promotion body by the government of India. Now, you must be thinking, why is it important? Why does that make it so crucial? Because any international buyer, when they are wanting to import from India, either if they are already importing, they must be familiar with the government network. And if they are familiar with the government network, they will reach out to FIO, and their requirements will either be showcased here, or they will come to Indian Business Portal and then directly connect with the exporters who are listed here. So that is one. The second is this platform is very extensively being promoted through the embassies and trade commissions that we have across the world. And through that, also, a lot of international buyers approach us, or even if they are going to embassies from there, also, they are redirected to this platform. And just to help you understand in a better way, just I'll just, sorry. I'm taking you to the High Commission of Bangladesh website, and my internet is acting up. Just bear with me for a moment. All right, so let it load up and then I'll circle back and help you understand. And then we have GlobalLinker, which is a cross-border B2B marketplace. And this is where you will have domestic B2B requirement as well as international B2B requirement. And this is promoted by us. So if you're following us, and if you're not following us on social channels, I will strongly recommend that you should follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. We are extensively promoting the platform there. And you'll be able to hear. Right. So this is the High Commission in Bangladesh, and this is where you can see Indian Business Portal, right? So if there's an importer who's reaching out to embassies, they are also redirected to this platform, right? So this is where lot of action through government channels is coming to Indian Business Portal, and you will be missing out on that action if you are not listed here. Second, I was talking about Indian Business Port about GlobalLinker. So GlobalLinker is promoted by us through digital channels, through the various uh, partnerships that we have in various countries. Like in Philippines, we had partnership with Union Bank of Philippines, Commercial Bank of Ceylon in Sri Lanka, ADCB in Abu Dhabi, etc. So there are various partnerships that we have in various countries. Through those partnerships, we are promoting digital mediums. We are promoting. In addition to that, we are also actively working with large corporations to help them source from SMEs. And those large corporations, many of them are also sourcing from GlobalLinker. So if you are into B2B business, this is again a must platform for you to be on. All right. So these are the two platforms or suggestions that are there. You should be listed on. So where your buyer is, and GlobalLinker is a priority channel. Tap into the AI powered matchmaking. So what we have done is we have embedded AI to help this matchmaking journey as efficient as possible. So here, if you are a buyer, you can come and you will leverage the AI. So for example, I'm looking for, let's say, basmati rice. All right. So I can click on generate and it will generate the RFQ for us entirely. So this is where you can see all the details are auto generated, and it has also highlighted like which are the values. So for example, grain length, the journal measurement is 6.5 mm, but if I'm looking for something smaller, something larger, I can specify that what should be the moisture content, which is again a major consideration. So like that, within matter of seconds, I was able to generate it, and then I can post it. So that's how we are leveraging AI on the buyer end. We are also leveraging AI on the seller's end. And this is the control panel that I am showing you. Now, if you go to Catalog, that's where you also get an option to use AI. So you can use AI for enhancing this content as well. So both options are available if you're listening on Global Income Marketplace. There also you get the option. So it is there for sellers, it is there for buyers, and it is helping in enhancing that matchmaking. And your digital storefront, which is your online store, it should also be leveraged. Now, unfortunately, many exporters, when I interact with them, I realize that they are not very conscious of this requirement. And that's why a lot of time when they do the setup, they haven't done it very nicely, and which is hurting their business. Now, for example, I've just brought you back to Indian Business Portal. Now, for a moment, if we let's take this product an example. So imagine that I'm an international buyer and I'm wanting to buy this product. I'm wanting to import, let's say, 1,000 pieces of this product. So I will come to Indian Business Portal. I found this product very nice. This is what I'm wanting to import. And here I can see the profile, and this is by some exporter. So I'll click on it. I'll go to their profile because obviously as a importer, international buyer, I will be also interested in seeing what are the other products that this particular seller has. And this is where I can see the entire catalog. And I would want to also understand about this business. So this is where I can go to the about section and I can read what all information they have added. And then I also have visit store, which I'll click and then I'll go to the store. Now, if this store was looking like a work in progress, then what is the possibility that I will proceed ahead and contact them? Obviously not, because if it is looking like a work in progress, incomplete, haphazardly made, etc., they will just move away. So it is also crucial that you are optimizing your online store. And for a moment, let's discuss this further, because this is where there are many areas of improvement, or there are many gaps which may even impact even if you have set it up. But If you're not doing the setup properly, it will impact you. So, for example, one of the major issues that I notice is the inability of business owners in recognizing the importance of business information content. It almost feels like somehow you don't want to share about your business, despite the fact that there's nothing wrong. You have a very rich history and have done a lot of work. You have surmounted challenges and you have come so far. You have grown the business, all that. So it is all very nice, but somehow you're not open to share that. And that is reflected in how little information that you add on your website about yourself, about your business. I'm not saying about yourself personally, but about your business and also the products. So, for example, this business also, they have just added this about us, and this is also because they were literally forced to do that. But it should also have more pages. It should have pages about the organization. Now, for a moment, if I switch the tab and take you to this website, and this is where you have a more detailed information. Now, you understand the difference. This or this? Which one? Obviously, not just design wise, it is looking better. This is looking a more professional organization. Now I can move ahead more confidently. That trust signal is missing there, right? So you should also be focusing on creating this. Now, this is not just you have created about us and that is more than enough. Also create others. You can see client age or other businesses, partners, and you can create, for example, in export these days, sustainability is such a important topic. Why not create a page about sustainability, that how you're sourcing your products sustainably, or how you're sourcing raw materials sustainably, or what are the sustainability practices that you're adopting, or if you are into some sort of products that are a art form and you are helping preserving that heritage, why don't add that as an information on your website? Why are you not doing that? That is a very big miss, which is impacting your discoverability as well as your credibility, because it is not just the discoverability that people who are coming to your website for sure they will do business with you. That will not happen if you are not giving them the information. That is crucial. So this is where create at least 4 5 business information pages about your company, about the team, about the leadership. What are the certifications? Certifications are extremely important. A lot of businesses, despite the fact that they have those licenses, certification, they don't display it. How do I know you are a trustworthy business? I came to your website, I found it. You're listed on Indian Business World, but I'm still not sure you're a trustworthy business or not. Why are you not showing those certificates, right? That is important. Then sustainability, or what is the export process, once you have received the inquiry, what will happen next? Why not guide the international buyer in doing that? And it will also help you with the AI point I just mentioned earlier. It will also help you with that, because that's where AI will be able to store that information, and then when someone asks that question, they'll be able to refer you as a option. So that is one big issue that we have noticed, which is about the business information content. So make it a point that you should have 5 or more pages, right? If you're not sure which all pages should be there, just ask AI. Just ask simply that this is my business, these are the product that I export. What are the pages I should have on my website, which will help me with better discoverability, especially in front of, right? Always give that context. The target audience is international buyers, right? So it will give you which all pages you should have. Then coming to the product, this way of showing the product is the conventional way of showing the product, right? Our product and tuck, tuck, tuck. But this is where now you also have to go little further, and this is where I'll want to show example of this business which has taken that effort to show the products differently. They are a national beauty product brand, and like any other business, they have also listed products like face washes, face packs, etc. Right? So if you're wanting to buy face washes, go here. This is a typical navigation that you see on the website. But can we help our customers little more? Yes, we can. They may have problems. They may be wanting to find solutions for something. So why not display them like this? So if you have acne, these are the products you should consider. If you have dryness, these are the products you should consider. Right? So this is where you also have to think about the use cases. What are the use cases which are there? And for that, or a lot of you will have industries, right? So for which industries or application your products are used, create a navigation around that also, so that when there is someone who's looking for products for that application. So for example, I was giving you a towels example. Now you may have products for hotels, so you can create a navigation, products by application, and then you can have hotels or you can have restaurants, and that's where you can list your product. So if there is a hotel that is looking for that product, they can go and they can see the product. But more importantly, it will expand your visibility, because this is where you have this kind of visibility. Now when you're creating application, you are also creating more pages, and that pages can have dedicated content about. So if you are creating, let's say, a page around hotels, so you can add content about what you're offering to hotels and how you're solving their problems, and then you are also listing your products. So it is the same product, but you're showing it differently. So that was there. Sorry, I came back to the presentation, but before that, I also have one more very important point, and which is this feature called blogs, and unfortunately, it is underutilized or rarely utilized. That is a better term. Now, blog helps you not just with SEO, because a lot of people have this perception that it is helping with SEO. It also improves your engagement. So, for example, this particular business, they actively post blogs, and they not just talk about their product. A lot of businesses, when they're writing blogs, I've seen they're just talking about the product. This is what we do. This, what are the services that we provide. No, you also have to again go by the use cases, etc. For example, this is where about dryness, they have created a blog article, or they have created an interesting blog article about turmeric, how turmeric can be used for skincare, etc. Right? So even if you're not talking about your product, or you're interlinking the products, you are building up the engagement, and you're presenting yourself as an authority. So this is also very important if you're not adding blog. And this is where it is not just like, because when I interacted with businesses and who had websites for many many years, they had added few blogs, and they had this perception that it is like one time activity. You have add 5 6 blogs and that is the end of it. No, this is an ongoing activity. This is almost like social media. So you have to create a calendar and try to add at least one blog every week. That will give you visibility. Now, when I'm saying this, many of you must be getting a little anxious, like, what is he saying? How will we write 4 blogs in a month? We are not content writers, or English is not altogether good. How will we write blog articles? Don't worry, you have AI. You can very effectively use AI to write blog articles. In one of the previous webinars, I have shown how you can use AI to for all these activities. So I'll try to share the link of that webinar. But do add blogs. If you're not utilizing it, the feature is available to all of you on GlobalLinker. If you're not utilizing it, please do utilize it, because this is where you're underutilizing your capabilities, or you're reducing your visibility yourself by inaction. So that's there. And then testimonials. So if you have not added testimonials, please do. They have not. But this website, when we are looking at, we'll just go back to this example. This is where I'll just quickly show you. Yes, here we have testimonials. Now, I'm not saying that they have to be this elaborate, but try to have testimonials on your website, because that gives a lot of credibility and trust. And if possible, add case studies. Case studies give another level of confidence, like how did you solve a problem? How did you help a customer, right? You must be having so many interesting stories with you, how you have helped the customers or clients solve their problems, and how you were able to fulfill an order, and what are the challenges that you. So you can add all that as case studies on your website, and that will give more credibility and more trust, and also increase your visibility, because it is not just bringing the people to our website. We have to also take them to an extent where they click the button and contact you or place an order on your website, right? So that is what is needed. Logs, testimonials, business information content, and obviously the most important one, the product content. Now, for product content also, let's use this example only. So again, product content, a lot of businesses, they are very conservative in adding the product content, just like one or two line, one or two word product title, and then one image, and then barely anything, like one sentence. But you must be adding this, where the entire action, this is where the crux is, because now you have to be accepting this fact that discoverability no longer happens on businesses. You have to accept the fact that discoverability now happens on products, right? So if you're believing that I will create a 5-page website and that will give me the required visibility, that's not going to happen anymore, because now the discoverability sits here. So this is where your product should be optimized. Now, what are the areas where you should be optimizing? So the product title, try to have a descriptive product title, not just a word or two, a descriptive product title, which is long and it describes the product, right? So it has the relevant keywords, the necessary keywords, and the attributes or specifications of the product, right? You don't have to write or create a very long product title, otherwise it will look obnoxious, but a effective one, something like this, which you are seeing. Now comes the product description. This is where product description has two parts. One is this one, and one is this one, which is on the top alongside the image. It is called the summary description. Now, the summary description ideally should be one paragraph followed by the bullet points. Now, it is not necessary that those should be bullet points. Here you can see they have added headings and they have added the information. But the idea is that anyone who is reviewing the product, they should be able to glance at it, and within a matter of seconds, you have a good understanding about it. It is not like a reading exercise that you're giving to the potential buyer, that they have to go through long paragraphs. And long paragraphs, by the way, are very deterrent when it comes to reading, right? So if you showed me 2 3 paragraphs, I will be immediately taken away. I may not continue, I may just go to someone else. But this way you are helping the potential buyer in understanding the product. Now, once they are hooked, once they have gone through and they know this is the right thing, this is what I want, that's where you can provide them more information. They have split it across multiple tabs for ease of their customers. Not necessary that you have to split it across multiple tabs, but you should display it. Now, the best practice for SEO is that your product should have 100 to 200 words of product of text content. Now, you can split it up, like minimum 30 words here in the summary description and 70 to 150 words here, so that 100 word, which is like the bare minimum you should have, you are touching that limit. And if you want to go further, then you are there. It's not like if you are adding more than 200 words, it will negatively impact. But a very long product description is also considered not okay by Google, right? So Google also will not give you benefit of adding a very long description. So this is where just stay in that limit, 100 words to 200 words. That is where the sweet spot is. All right. But this is very crucial. This is where, because now I'm actively almost on a daily basis, I'm meeting 5 6 businesses. I'm reviewing their online stores. I'm reviewing their websites. And this is the most common problem that I am noticing, that product is not rightly done. And that is where, even if you have 5 pages on content pages, business information pages, which I suggested earlier, or if you're actively writing blog articles, if this is not right, nothing will work. So focus on that. I think I've covered all the points, and related to online store where the optimization has to happen. We are talking about pillar number two. So that was the last point, digitized your online store, your storefront should be optimized. So that is there. Now, credibility. One is your profile should have a verified status. Now, for a moment, if we go back and okay, I had an account here. Now, this account, by the way, is not verified, so it will not have a verified mark. But anyone who's going to GlobalLinker and they are going through the products, for a moment, let's go. Let's look for something. Let's look for basmati rice only. Let's open this first product only. Now, if I am a buyer and I'm wanting to buy this product, I will be obviously wanting to review this and I would want to understand who's the supplier is. So this is where I can see this is the supplier and I would want to go to their profile. So this is where I can see they are trust marked and there are different information. And then if I come here now, if this business is GST verified, but if it is not verified, and this where I'm not sure if it is visible on your screen, but you can see verified as Green Blossom Agrotech. But if this was not verified, obviously I will be taken away. I may not continue because that's where the first trust signal is broken. So if your business, if your profile is not verified yet, please do that immediately. Next is complete your catalog, and which is needless to say that your online store should be properly set up. So homepage should have banners. It is no excuse that you don't have banners. Either you create it yourself or you hire a service, but get your homepage should be complete. You should have content pages. You should have products properly set up, and you should have blog articles, everything, navigation, and you should be listed on Google Search Console. Uh, all the sitemaps that you have, those should be listed on Google Search Console. And if time permitted, I'll try to show you that as well. And your branding should be consistent, right? So if you don't have a logo, get it created or get created using AI and then upload it on the banners, etc. It should be consistent. Whatever color schemes that you're following on your online store, they should be across all your social media channels, etc. All right, so that's there. And now the trust equation, certification, empathy. So your certification and compliance is important. So in addition to getting your business verified, you should add your certifications. I was showing you that profile some time back. So let's see if they have added. Yeah, so they have added. Uh, and you should also do that. And then pricing clarity should be there. And if it is possible, a lot of businesses it is not possible to add price, so that is okay. This is an optional point, and communication should be prompt, right? And this is something which we have noticed with RFQs that when RFQs are getting raised, sellers take time, but ideally, again, the sweet spot lies within 24 hours. So if there's an RFQ which is raised, try to respond to it within 24 hours. And testimonials I've already shared. The last point is trade references, share testimonials and references, not references, testimonials and case studies uh, about the international transactions that you have done or testimonials from your previous buyers, etc., to build that trust and credibility. Moving on to pillar number three, future proofing for AI discovery. And this is interesting. And I'm not sure how many of you are prepared for this future. So it should have structured data because AI then will be able to access it and understand it. That is something which is already there on GlobalLinker. Then FAQ blogs. So this is something which, if you have already not added, you can add that as a content page on your website, or you can add multiple blogs around it because FAQs can be of various type. So you should identify like what are the questions related to my products. For example, we were taking that example of natural beauty product brand. Now, there maybe questions related to the product or the business itself, right? What is this business? What is, where are they situated, etc. Or what is the production process? How are they ensuring that the products are natural, and how they are ensuring that without adding preservatives, the products don't go bad. So there can be a lot of questions around the business itself. So that can be like one blog article or one content page, and then you can have product content or FAQ content related to product itself, right? So about that face wash, what are the ingredients and what is the shelf life, or what are whatever the questions are there, you should be adding that, because that will improve your AI discoverability. Now, this is the third point, which is the multilingual option. This is relevant only for businesses that are selling in countries that don't actively interact, or they don't actively use English. So if you feel that there are the target country is where they're using a different language, so you should ensure that your products can still be searched. Even if, so for example, we are selling basmati rice, now that rice may be referred as something else in that country, probably African country or some European country, they may be referring it to by a different term. You should ensure that that is there. It does not mean, so a lot of people, when it says multilingual, they get this perception, okay, I have to create a website in multiple languages. No, you don't have to do that, because typically browsers these days have the translation capability. So within seconds, they'll be able to translate the website and the person should be able to see. So you don't have to create that, but you have to ensure that if there are specific terms which are used to refer to your products, they are there. So if there's a potential buyer sitting in that country, they are searching for it, so it is discovered on the search as well as AI. And in future there will be no search, it will be all AI only. And third party signals, and which is where you have all your platforms in place, including LinkedIn, GlobalLinker, social media, etc. And you are updated there, because this is where AI will also take that into consideration when it is doing the evaluation for a supplier. Now, this is typically a 90-day roadmap, which is 30 to 0 to 30 days. That's where you're setting up the foundation, and 31 to 60 days is where you're building upon the credibility. You're adding those details, and then 60 to 90, this is where you have activation, and you're actively enhancing it. Now, because I understand most of you are incredibly busy, and it is not possible for you to dedicate enough time and uh, do it yourself. So, this is where a suggestion that I would want to share with you is that you can consider our service, which is the online store builder package. I will just quickly show you that. Give me a quick second. So that will, sorry, I think I will have to open it in an incognito window, because otherwise it will. I had accidentally closed that when I closed the last window. Otherwise, it was already open on my browser. So just bear with me for a few more seconds. I will just quickly show you what I am talking about. All right. So this is our online store builders package. And why am I recommending? Because this is again based on hundreds of interactions that I had with business owners like you. And I understand a very big problem that all of you face, and that is time. You don't have time. It is not like you are not skilled enough, or you are not serious enough. It is all there, but you are not able to find time, and because of that you're not able to do it the right way. And even if you have found time, you are able to do it in bits and pieces, and which is leaving gaps and not giving you the right results or the right kind of discoverability. And that is where this service comes in. And this is also something that we have created, this entire team was created based on this requirement only, because now and again we kept on receiving these requests that we don't have time and we are not able to do it. So please have some one who can help us. Previously, we had appointed agencies who were providing the service, but the issues were there in the service delivery. So we have created an in-house team that is providing the service, and you can see the price for the service is 35,000, but we are running a offer at this point in time, and that's where this is available at a heavily discounted price of 20,000, which is inclusive of taxes. Now, if you are subscribing to the service, this is where you will have the entire setup done, wherein you will have the entire product content creation using AI, image enhancement using AI, product meta tile description creation, your entire profile setup, including AI enhancement of your content, and then entire content page creation. So I was talking about 5 pages, and many of you may be wondering, like, how will I do that? Even if I'm creating the page, it will mostly be a text only. I may not be able to design. So don't worry. This is part of the service. Minimum 5 pages is something that we create. We generally end up creating more than that, because if we feel the requirement is there, then we will also create that. AI enhancement of the content, and then adding all the meta information to it, payment and logistic integration for B2C businesses, and then the entire SEO setup, meta, and also listing on Google Search Console, and also integration with the tracking platforms like Google Analytics, Tag Manager, Merchant Center if you are into B2C, and Microsoft Clarity, so that you can see what is happening on your website. And then obviously creating and uploading banners as per your organization's requirement, creating custom designing the banners and uploading them, and also customizing the color scheme of the theme, and listing on GlobalLinker Marketplace, Indian Business Portal. And you will have a dedicated project manager. 2 dedicated training sessions will be done, and there will be a person with you for next 30 days once you go live to help and guide you if you need any guidance or assistance. So this is a suggestion from my side. If you want to seriously improve your visibility, that is an option that can you can consider, and it will give you better visibility. Right. So this is where let's discuss. But I mentioned that I'm going to talk to you about this thing, which is indexing, and I am just doing that. Right. So this is where, let's take this website as an example. So if you type after your URL robots.txt, so it will open this one. Now, for the participants and friends who are not technical, don't worry, it is very simple. You are required to copy these and then take them to Google Search Console and add them. This will ensure that the pages which are there on your website, they are getting indexed. If you haven't done that, then they may or may not be getting indexed. And let me see if I can show you Google Search Console also, although we'll not add that because this is a different website. And so here you can see sitemaps. If you click on it, you have to just copy this. So the first part of your URL, once you do the verification, it will already be there. So you have to just copy the last part of it and then come here and paste it and then click on submit. It will fetch and index all the pages which are there. And it is not a ongoing activity, right? Every other day you're coming here and doing this. No, it is a one-time activity. So if you're adding new products to it, it will get automatically indexed. And this is important because this is where for many users, we have seen that they haven't done that. And that's why, despite the fact that they have the product on the website, it is not indexed. And if it is not indexed, it is impacting the discoverability. All right. Now, related to this, I would want to show, because we are here. So this is where I am not sure how it is how big it is on your screen. This is where if you're seeing GPT bots, so this is where we are allowing AI bots to crawl the content, and that's how we are ensuring that your business can also be discovered by AI agents when they are looking for. And all the businesses products that you are listing, they all have the structured data, because if it does not have the structured data, AI will not be able to understand and then store that information and then provide it as a reference. So all the products, every website which is getting created on the platform, we have ensured that they have structured data. All right, so this will be all from my side, and we have 10 minutes left, so we will get into the question answer round. And I did mention to you about the digital discoverability review. So for that, you are required to schedule a meeting with me. Now it is very simple. You don't have to like call me or message me. I am sharing with you a link to schedule a meeting. So just use that link. So I've shared the link in the chat, and if you are having any difficulty in copying this, then drop me an email. I'm also sharing my email ID. It is mohammed.adnan@digivationworld.com. So drop me an email and I'll share the link with you, and then we can connect and have the digital visibility review for your business. It is a free review that we are doing, but it will help you understand where the gaps are, and then you can focus on fixing them. Uh, okay, so the first question, as you know, was from Komal. So we have the store. Just give me a quick second. I have to. I just copied the business name so that we can do the review and we can connect back later. All right. So next question or point was from Mayank ji. So Mayank ji, I've shared my contact details in the chat. I will also share with them through a private message, share with you via private message. So just give me a quick second to do that. Uh, Next question is from Nitin Agrawal ji. So is Indian Business Portal and GlobalLinker two different B2B platforms promoted by few? No, Nitin ji. Yes, you are right in your understanding that these are two different platforms, but Indian Business Portal is something which we created as GlobalLinker. I'm from GlobalLinker, so which we created in partnership with FIO, and GlobalLinker is our own marketplace, which caters to domestic as well as international B2B buying, and Indian Business Portal is only for international B2B buying. I hope that clarifies. Next question is Abhishek. So Abhishek, you'll have to schedule a digital visibility session with me. I will not be able to review it like this. So please do schedule, because we have to also review our website. It is not like mm, we randomly get onto meeting. We also spend few hours reviewing everything that you have. And we also have AI tools that we use for review, but there's a lot of time that we invest into it. So please use the link, schedule a meeting, and then we will connect and review your business. Okay, so next question is slightly longer, so I'm just going through it. So the first is about your profile. So if you have completed your profile, is this used for IBP, GlobalLinker, and ONDC? So profile and your online store, they are two different things. So what you have added on your profile is basically information about your business. The products that you have added on your online store, they are displayed on Indian Business Portal and GlobalLinker. ONDC is only for B2C, so that is not relevant for you. Your second point is related to I think the second point, the email or communication that you receive, that was a campaign that we were doing, and I think the email was mistakenly sent to you. And this is where I'm responding to Advait Menon's point. Your third point, we are not. That campaign was for a short period of time that is over, so we are not providing that service anymore. Next question. Mayank I'll share with you the recording. You can review the recording. And I am sharing that here in the chat. So please, I've chatted the link of webinar's recording. Please do review the recording and you'll be able to understand. Okay, so next question is anonymous identity, and this is where I think there's a difference of understanding. The his point is that you have just talked about the online store, and it should have been about AI. And there are few elements that we have touched upon AI, and there is a dedicated webinar that I've used done about AI tools. I will share the link of that webinar if you reach out to me or my email. But if you see the topic or agenda for today's webinar was how to improve your chances, and I'm reading the title right now. So how to improve the chances of you being discovered by foreign buyers and make your business AI ready. That was the title, and not about sharing AI tools. AI tool we do regularly, dedicated webinars where I teach the audience how you can use this AI tool, how you can use that AI tool, how to generate images or how to generate product information, how to write blog articles, right? So I've done those webinars and we do those webinars, but that was not the agenda for today. I think there's a difference of understanding. If you're interested to review that webinar where I explain the use of AI tools, please do reach out to me over the email and I'll share the links. Sorry for that. Bad throat. Next question is basically an introduction from Atwaraj ji. So Atwaraj ji, thanks for sharing the introduction, and please do feel free to reach out if you want to get your digital visibility review done. Next question, and I think this is the last question. So, Nitinji's question is, what is better to enhance our existing website and link it with Indian Business Portal? Unfortunately, that is not possible because you need to create an online store on the platform, and only then you can list on Indian Business Portal, right? So that is something that you have to do. And when you are already creating a platform, online store to list on Indian Business World, then why not just leverage it as the primary website? And a lot of businesses do that. All those examples which I showed you, they are their primary websites. Now they are using the online store as a primary website, and that also helps with two reasons, because your existing website may not be having the product focus or product structure or the required structure that can help with the AI discovery. But these are the advantages that you will get here, right? So that's a decision that you will have to take. If you're listing on Indian Business Portal, you are already creating an online store. Why not create it properly and use it as your primary website only? All right. So I think that's the last question. And this is where we'll conclude this session for today, because my throat is also acting up. So sorry for that. And this is where we are sharp on time. So thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. And as I mentioned, if you are interested to get the digital visibility review done for your business, please do feel free to reach out to me. You can reach out to me on the email, or I've shared the link in the chat. You can use that link to schedule a meeting directly as well. Perfect. So this is where we'll conclude the session for today.